Oh, beautiful look at a double rainbow here at TCO Stadium. Pleasure to have you along for this one in Eagan, Minnesota. It's Premier Sevens, and it is the opening of the Western Conference as we get set for our final semifinal match. On the ladies' side, it's the Northern Loonies taking on the Rocky Mountain Experts. Hi, everybody. Nick Gismondi alongside Abby Gostitis, and Wendy Young is down pitch side. We'll hear from her in just a few moments. She'll be talking to the coaches. And Abby, as we get ready for this next one, what an incredible finish we saw by the Retrievers, and that is just how quickly Rugby Sevens can change.
That is the sport of sevens. In about 30 seconds, Retrievers were down that entire match, but they had it in them, and it came down to the wire, and Kelly Smith with that game-winning try.
How about the Loonies? Let's talk Thompson. Well, we'll talk Thompson in just a little bit, but first we'll go over to the Rocky Mountain Experts. A good matchup between these two teams. As we said, just about anything can happen. Their third campaign, looking to win their first tourney. Who stands out to you here on this side?
This team, a lot of returners. That woman on your screen, Katherine Johnson, better known as KJ, an Olympian. And then speaking of Olympians, it is Ariana Ramsey, recent grad from Dartmouth, played with her in the Tokyo Games. She has some serious pace, but it is the KJ fan club for me in the stands out here to support.
And the Loonies were the 2021 inaugural champs. I wanted to just go back and touch on them. Anybody really sort of standing out to you from that roster that we should be looking at?
We have our returning two-time Olympian, Alev Kelter, on the Looney side, and then she is surrounded by a bunch of Canadian internationals. So this is a very exciting matchup.
Underway, and it's the Experts with that first possession. And a good run. The passing on the women's side has been spectacular so far. The Retrievers put on an absolute clinic in that last match. Adegoke will hold on.
Just slips off the fingertips of Adegoke there. And if that woman catches the ball, she will be coasting down this pitch, but a little turnover. So first attacking opportunity for the Loonies with this left-hand scrum. So you'll see they have their back line. They have the entire width of the pitch. You have Spiff Cedric at the back of the scrum connecting with Alev Kelter, and Gonzalez just at the top of your screen.
There's the scrum, and the Loonies, Thompson with the pitch across to Seumanutafa. Seumanutafa all the way over to Crossley. And an opportunity for a quick try. It's the one, Kelter. Taken down just ahead of the 5-meter line. Looney's still controlling. Over to Seumanutafa, and into the try zone, and quickly it's Olivia de Couvreur to make it a 5-0 start just a few moments into this.
Olivia de Couvreur, we've seen her in that Canadian jersey, and here she is pulling on that Loonies one. She has so much strength, so much power. She doesn't need it here to get over the whitewash, and it's an easy try for the Loonies to open up for 5 points.
The conversion will miss just to the right, so it will remain a 5-0 start, and the Loonies strike first. Let's get it down to Wendy, who spoke with our coaches before the match. What do we got, Younger?
I did. I talked to Looney's head coach, Robin McDowell, very excited about his side. He's got to be excited about that 5 points as well. They wanted to come into this game ready to smash, and they're going to rely on Kelter for that. You've already been talking about her so much. And then over to Irene Gardner, Experts coach, very experienced and even-keeled, and they are very patient in their learning with each other, but they are ready to put their foot on the gas.
How important is that? The learning with each other, I think, is such an important point to make, because you are coming together and you have to do it quickly. As Alex Spiff-Cedric tackled down just in front of our booth location here at midfield.
You see Cedric just throw the hands up for the scrum, which they're going to elect to do. Interesting here, Ariana Ramsey, ball in hand, playing scrum half, a different tactic. So she has about 10 meters of space. We'll look to see if she uses her pace to back herself down this shorthand side.
Referee making sure everyone locked in.
And that's a free kick, an early engage from the Loonies, so they have to retreat 10 meters, quick tap from areas. They go through the hands, ball back in Cedric's hands.
Oh, and a chance for the Experts to break through the middle, but knocked back down. The Loonies defense tackling well just over that midfield position as they're in defense mode. Beautiful play here, and again, unbelievable passing. The Experts, beautiful handoff, and it's Summer Harris-Jones down the right side. Can she find her way in? She will indeed, and it is a try with 2:55 to go, and a beautiful run that finds herself just inside the post.
A beautiful run indeed. Twinkle Toes down the sideline there, but the response the Experts needed. Airy there, takes the gap, but gets her hands back on the ball, shifts it out to Summer Harris-Jones, who just pins her ears back, and you see what it means to her. Bolt, Ramsey, and Harris-Jones all celebrating that first try.
I love it, and the conversion will also not be good, so it will remain at a 5-5 score with 2:17 to go in the first here at TCO Stadium in Eagan, Minnesota. And the weather has changed about 4 times today.
It has, and now looking at it, couldn't be more perfect weather for Rugby Sevens, but I'm guessing that pitch is a little damp, which might make that ball slick, but brilliant kickoff, however, just short of the 10 meters. So that's a free kick to the Loonies, a little bit of a coach killer there. You have all that momentum from scoring a try, and then you have to retreat the 10 meters, give up the ball, and go back to defense.
Loonies quickly moving through, and almost a bit of an open area there that was unguarded. Nice recovery by the Experts. Get the tackle, but to the hands of Couvreur. Couvreur tried to make the fast move to the outside. Quick feet, ball passed down along onto the ground. Experts pick it up.
Well, we talk about the physicality of Alev Kelter, but how about from the Experts? Yet, as I say that, she goes, no, I still have it, and that is what she does best. Inserts her presence into the pitch, disrupting that ruck, gets the turnover, and this woman has a boot on her as she looks to kick to touch, and they go for that line out inside the 22.
So let's talk strategy there, because we haven't seen too much of that just yet, but she does kick that into touch. What you're thinking there, why that strategy at this point in the match with 46 seconds to go?
It slows the game down just a little bit, but most likely the Loonies have a set piece move that they've practiced in training this week. They're gonna look to execute that. However, they need to hold on to that ball. Lineout can be about 50-50, and with a towering figure like KJ stealing that ball, it's back in Experts' hands.
Yeah, Experts with a nice job there, disrupting that lineout, and now they'll try to work it through. A little bit of a chip and chase, and the ball coming just towards midfield, and a beautiful tackle. The Experts all over the Loonies who recovered that ball.
Honestly, it was a wonky kick there from Cedric, but she does well. She has the speed to get up, make the tackle, and it's brilliant work to get back to her feet, get the turnover.
Scrum down.
And again, we're seeing this a lot, especially in this era of sevens. Going for that penalty, they slow the game down, they call for the scrum. It does allow a lot of space for your back. So you're pulling in 4 players from each side into this confined space to execute your scrum, and then you have your attacking threats in your back line looking for that 1v1.
With the theory, feeling that you're faster than your opponent and exposing the outsides.
100%, and with Sue Adegoke getting the ball in her hands. But wonderful tackle there again from the Loonies as the ball goes into touch.
And that will bring a conclusion to the first half. We've seen pretty steady action, not necessarily very high scoring, but it is a 5-5 tie at halftime. We got more coming up for you from Eagan, Minnesota. Don't go anywhere. The second half of our final semifinal is next.
Penalty down here. against Blue, and then Blue getting up with the ball, and she moved it so White couldn't play quick. I don't know if you saw that.
What do you mean?
So like White's going this way, right? So Blue's getting up with the ball, and it's right there. And because the White player's also right there, she just does this. Blue's able to beat her way through the tangle, and then Blue just walks through that same space. So it's like he's just.
Oh, you're talking about right there.
Yeah.
She was like in her legs. I mean,
I know. It's like that's one thing I just feel like. If that player does something like
Yeah, it was like I didn't know where they would have gone. You know. But ready? 7 minutes. 7 minutes. 7 minutes.
Tied at 5, fans getting into it. Move to the left. Move to the Abby's dancing. Pleasure to have you along for this one. It's the Rocky Mountain Experts and the Loonies here in the semifinals. Pleasure to have you here at TCO Stadium in Eagan, Minnesota. Nick Gismondi alongside my partner, Abby Gostitis, and Wendy Young is down pitch side for us. Everybody getting into it. Good crowd came out and they braved the rain and they stuck with it. And a beautiful Minnesota evening here in the Twin Cities as that rain cooled things off by about 10 to 12 degrees. The lights are on, the sun is setting, and we've got a lot more Rugby Sevens for you here. Pleasure to have you along on Fox Sports. Big hit down, and that is the contact we're talking about, as it's the experts who come in hitting very much on the forefield and a ton of force early on from them. Loonies with the pitch across. It was raining earlier, things could be slick. Passing has been pretty good in most of the women's matches so far. The men were having a very difficult time holding on to the balls, as it was the brunt of the rainstorm here in Minnesota. Chip dead. Good run, but the Loonies can't quite get there, and it'll be the experts who figure out the loose ball.
Alev Kelter just getting a little too eager, tackling before the player catches hold of that ball. So that is a penalty. They have to get back, but some lovely interchange of play there from the experts. KJ throwing the long ball out to Nicolau, the Brazilian international, but ball and foot just slip into touch. So a little bit of forcing there. And that's a turnover back to the Loonies. Line out to them. We saw them with one line out opportunity in the first half, and Catherine Johnson stole that one from them, which she'll look to do so again.
Hold it. They're
the
fine.
two,
They're
that
fine.
is Bauder with the line out.
Stay there, Blue. No.
Another nice job on the defense, but the Loonies managed to avert it. They will hold on down the tackle, and now over. A pickup by Couvreur gets things moving, and the Loonies far to the other side looking to gain that midfield. They will not. Experts regain it and now hold on. Chance on the outside. It is the 5 all the way over to Amanda Berta. Berta trying to get in and will touch with the downward pressure. And the experts with 4:50 to go. With some pretty fancy footwork and a very nice recovery, put themselves into try.
It all started with the defensive efforts there from the experts. Ari Ramsey picked up the ball. It was not part of the ruck still, and just dished it out to Berta, who was holding it out on the wing. And then she looks to convert her own try. It is no good, it stays wide. So it's just 10 points to 5. Experts taking that lead.
Very close between these two teams with 4:15 to go, and obviously points mattering. You want to try to avoid getting beat early on. The farther you go, obviously the more points you get, and Wendy Young talked to our coaches at half. Wendy, what do they have to say about this one so far?
I did talk to the coaches, talked with Irene, with the experts. They really want to contain that point of contact and don't overcommit. They haven't had to do much of that yet. They've had the ball, but the Loonies, Robin told me they need to work the system. He didn't tell me what the secret system was, but then he wanted to say, let's have the ball do the work and don't overcommit to those big passes.
Looking for the trust down there, Wendy. He's got to give you the inside secrets. Loonies. Valenzuela to that far side will look to cut in, and yes! The Loonies will get things back to 10 apiece with 3:25 to go.
Shalaya Valenzuela making her debut for Canada this past season.
Step out.
Getting an answer for the Loonies, and it is the Canadians connecting. There is a whole slew of them on this Loonies side, but Valenzuela has the pace on Watkins and gets 5 points to her name.
Conversion will be good, so the Loonies now find themselves up by 2. It's 12-10. Valenzuela with the strike. And things going well, and that is just how quickly this can change.
Wendy Young spoke about that over-committing, which we did see there from the experts, which allowed for that overlap, a little late flood scene from the Loonies, and they had the extra woman, and then they had the athleticism to get down the pitch.
.225, and we'll have to get back down to Wendy and kind of get a general sense of what those conditions are down there and if that grass is getting slick or not. I feel like that sun out now has alluded to some better opportunities, and the experts making a push all along that far side. It's a quick hustle and a good run by Ramsey. The Loonies managed to tackle it down. They maintain, so they'll have to regroup now.
Experts have the overload, have the advantage. Can they make it count? And the answer is no. Nicolau just holding on to that ball a little too long. They had the 3v2, just gave it a little too late. Watkins unable to hold on, so ball back in the Loonies' hands.
We've seen a lot of the turnover happening for sure, and I think if you wanted to put your finger on the storyline, the prominent storyline of this matchup between these two teams has been turnovers.
A lot of turnovers, a lot of back and forth, just doing a little too much. Let the ball work. It moves faster than the woman. And they need to back themselves, but it comes with that lack of familiarity with the woman playing next to you.
They have been here all week in training. They have had time to work together. It's not like they flew in yesterday, but you are right. It takes a long time to build up those relationships. I think about your career and all the accomplishments you've had. I mean, you played with the same core of team for what? Probably 4 to 5, 6, even 7 years maybe.
It takes years and season after season, getting used to one another, how they play, how they like that ball given to them, whether they want it flat, they want it a meter in front of them so they can burst onto it. Everyone is so different, and it's such a challenge to bring 7 players together from all over the world and expect them to gel immediately.
Scrum coming. 30 to go.
Set. Hold it.
Big steal there from the experts, and they are down. If they can get into the try zone, they can stamp a W onto this match, and Ramsey's been all over the pitch for the experts, and she's involved yet again, able to maintain her feet, but just a little knock on, and this is exactly what the Loonies would have wanted. And the referee, the man with the whistle, he knows the clock, the disappointment for the experts.
So close for that working out from the team from Colorado, but they just can't find a way to pull it off at the end, and a knock-on is the demise, and the Loonies find a 12-10 victory.
The Loonies, they had a tough go last year, so looking to improve on that, which they've already done, but we spoke about those turnovers, and experts just trying to do a little too much there at the end. Just setting that ruck could have been a different answer to this game.
And the difference maker in this one, the conversions. The experts were 0 for 2 The Loonies found one of the two, and that 2 points was the dagger in the heart of the experts. We got more coming up for you. Do not go anywhere. Back with the action as it continues from TCO Stadium in Eagan.